Good evening. Welcome to the National News Broadcast. I'm Kasuni Balachandra.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Charita Minipuranachi, and also move on to the headlines for tonight's news. The Sripada Pilgrim season begins. The year 2022 has been declared as the Noveler Year. The program to provide permanent government jobs to 51,000 unemployed graduates who undergo training will commence on the 3rd of next month. A speedy development project at the Katunayaka airport. Attention has been focused to minimize the time period leading to university admission for advanced level qualified students. 31 persons killed in powerful Rai tornado in the Philippines.
Moving on to those and other stories in detail. Today is the Unduap Full Moon Poya Day, which records many important events in the history of Buddha Sasana. In this connection, numerous religious programs have been organized in Viharasthanas throughout the island according to health guidelines. It was on a Unduap Full Moon Poya Day, 11 bhikkhunis headed by Arahat Maha Sangamita Theraniya arrived in the island carrying the southern branch of the Jayasri Maha sapling. This historical incident had paved the way for the establishment of the Bhikkhuni Sasana in Sri Lanka. With this memorable and meritorious event, people in that era had inherited national and religious freedom which they had never experienced in the past. The Sri Lankan visit of Maha Sangamita Theraniya had been the outcome of a request made by King Devanampiya Tissa from Emperor Dharma Ashoka. Following the visit, many religious and social transformations had taken place in the ancient Sri Lankan society. Special religious observances have been conducted at the Sri Dhanada Maligava premises today in connection with the Unduap Full Moon Poya Day. Large numbers of devotees were present at the Anuradhapura sacred site as well. Special religious programs have also been organized at the Galvihara premises in Polonnaruwa and also at the Mutiyangana Rajamaha Vihara according to health guidelines. The Sripada pilgrimage season has commenced today. It was commenced in accordance to quarantine guidelines. The procession carrying the casket of relics, statue of God Saman and jewellery of the deities reached the Sripada Dhamma Centre in Nallathanya last evening. The casket of relics and the jewellery of the deities were placed at the Sripada Sthana at the auspicious time this morning, following the cleaning of the sacred Sripada Patmaya. The 270th Dhamma Sermon under the Amadham Sisila's Dhamma Sermon series was conducted at the Prime Minister's official residence in Nuwara today. It was held with the participation of Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. Dhamma Sermon was delivered by Venerable Gallahapitiya Premaratna Thera. Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation conducted the live telecast of the Sadharma Varsha Poya Day program today. It was organized at the Udumudana Sri Purvarama Vihara in Pujapitiya, Harispatya. The program was consisted of several Dhamma sermons and Dhamma discussions. Completion of 1 year of the Yon Sila Samadhi National Program was held in front of the Bodhi of the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation premises this morning. This program is being organized every full moon Poya Day under the instructions of Ministry of Buddha Sasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs and under the direction of the Ministry of Sports and Youth Affairs. Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture, Senior Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe, Chairman of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, Reginald Kure, and Director General of the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation, Chandrapal Liyanage, were among those who have attended the event.
Moving to the local update of the COVID-19 pandemic, the health divisions reiterate that it is a responsibility of all to protect themselves and the society from the COVID-19 pandemic. Director of the Medical Technological Services Division, Dr. Anwar Hamdani, says that all should act according to health guidelines at all times. Director of the Medical Technological Services Division, Dr. Anwar Hamdani, said today that we have the freedom to engage in travel under relaxed travel restrictions after a period of 2 years. He added that, however, that all must bear in mind that all citizens have responsibility to safeguard themselves and the society. He also said that the majority of the 4 afflicted patients of the new variant identified in the country were vaccinated. None of the infected persons were showing complications and they had no need to seek ICU treatment. The antibodies they had developed throughout the vaccination have enabled them to control the disease.
සංකූලතාවයක්වත් නැත්නම් දැඩි සත්කාරක ඒකකවලට යෑමට ඇති උවමනාවක්වත් තිබුණේ නැහැ. ඉතින් මේ වැලකුණේ ඇත්තටම ඔවුන් එන්නත්කරණය හරහා ලබාගත් ප්‍රතිදේහ මගින් එම රෝගය ඔවුන් පාලනය කර ගැනීමට හැකි වෙච්ච හින්දා. කොයි ප්‍රදේශයෙන්ුත් වාර්තා නොවි වග බලා ගන්න නම් අපි කල යුත්තේ සියලුම සෞඛ්‍ය මාර්ග උපදේශ ඒ ආකාරයෙන් පිළිපදින එක හා එන්නත්කරණය කරා යොමු වෙන.
508 COVID-19 infected persons have been detected in the island today. The total number of patients receiving treatment is 17,031. 343 patients were cured today. The total number of patients fully recovered is at 47,187. The Director General of Health Services has confirmed 14 COVID-19 related deaths which have occurred yesterday. The inoculation of the booster vaccine under the COVID immunization program is being carried out successfully throughout the island. All persons who have received both doses are able to receive the booster dose after a period of 3 months. The vaccination of the booster dose has taken place in many centers today as well. So far, 32,121,217 doses of the vaccine have been inoculated on the people of the country under the COVID immunization program. The first dose has been delivered on 15,966,704. The number of those who have received both doses of the vaccine is 13,880,331. The booster dose has been administered on 2,346,182.
Taking a look at the global stance of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Omicron variant is spreading at lightning speed in Europe and will likely become dominant in France by the start of next year, French Prime Minister Jean Castex has warned. He spoke yesterday, hours before France imposed strict travel restrictions on those entering from the United Kingdom. French authorities have urged people to get vaccinated against COVID-19 before the holiday festivities as infections surge and the government tries to avoid another lockdown. French Prime Minister Jean Castex said the fast-spreading and highly transmissible variant is expected to dominate infections in France at the start of January. To curb the spread of the virus during the holidays, the government banned public concerts and firework displays at New Year's celebrations. It also called on people to avoid large gatherings and limit the number of family members congregating at Christmas. France has already sharply restricted travel to the country from outside the European Union, including from the United Kingdom, where Omicron has been behind record numbers of coronavirus cases. Authorities announced limits on reasons for travel into France from Britain. The British government has reported 93,045 new cases, a third consecutive daily record tally, as the Omicron variant fuels a surge in infections across the country. The latest data bring the total number of infections during the pandemic to more than 11.1 million, while the UK also registered a further 111 deaths from the virus, taking the death toll to more than 147,000. Meanwhile, the risk of reinfection with the Omicron variant is more than 5 times higher, and it has shown no sign of being milder than Delta. Canada has announced the lifting of a ban on foreign travellers from 10 African countries while reimposing testing and warning that the Omicron variant risks quickly overwhelming hospitals. The travel restriction on flights from South Africa, Mozambique, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Lesotho, Eswatini, Namibia, Nigeria will end tomorrow.
And meanwhile, the year 2022 has been declared as the Navalar year. The decision was taken at the meeting held at the Temple Trees yesterday, presided over by the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. The bicentennial birth anniversary of Sri Lashri Arumuga Navalar, who has sacrificed his life to uplift the Tamil and Hindu traditions, falls on next year. The 2022 Navalar year has been declared in this connection. The Prime Minister, in his capacity as the Minister of Religious and Cultural Affairs, has presented the relevant memorandum acknowledging the Navalar year to the Director of the Department of Hindu Religious and Cultural Affairs, Uma Maheshwaran. The Prime Minister has also unveiled 2 portraits of Sri Lashri Arumuga Navalar drawn by the world-famous artist M. Padmavasan. The first drawing was presented to Nallazi Adina Guru Sri Somasundara Tizagijana Sampath Paramacharya Swami and Chief Clergyman of the Colombo Rama Paramacharya Mission, Aksharatmanand Maharaj Swami. The other picture was handed over to the President of the Sri Lashri Arumuga Navalar Council, Sri Dhanapala, and Secretary of the Old Ceylon Hindu Council, V. Kandasamy. The 199th birth anniversary of Sri Lashri Arumuga Navalar falls on today. Prime Minister, Hindu Religious Affairs Coordinator Ramachandra Kurukal, Babu Sharma and parliamentarians Suresh Raghavan and Angajan Ramanathan were also present at the occasion. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has also joined the spectators to witness the Christmas Carol concert at the Carlton Preschool in Nuwara last evening. The Prime Minister has shared the joy of Christmas with the children who had sung Christmas songs at the concert. Principal of the Carlton Preschools and Director, wife of the Prime Minister, Madam Shiranti Vikramasinghe Rajapaksa, has presented prizes to the participants at the end of the concert. A group including Mayor of Nuwara Chandanalal Karunaratne will also present.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka says that the decision taken by the Fitch Ratings Institute to downgrade Sri Lanka's international sovereign rating is a measure taken without understanding the true situation. The bank has made these observations in response to measures taken to downgrade Sri Lanka in an international financial grading. The Fitch Ratings has downgraded Sri Lanka's ITR ratings to CC from CCC status. The central bank communique has pointed out that Fitch has failed to recognize the positive developments taking place in Sri Lanka in an environment in which the entire world is grappling with multiple waves of COVID-19 pandemic. The bank was commenting on the Fitch statement of Sri Lanka's worsening external liquidity position underscored by a drop in foreign exchange reserves set against high external debt payments and limited financing inflows. The bank says that the sense of the urgency on the part of internationally recognized ratings agency to downgrade Sri Lanka is inconceivable, particularly considering the fact that Fitch was being constantly updated by Sri Lankan authorities on the latest developments in all sectors of the economy and imminent foreign exchange inflows. It further says that in particular, despite the lockdown measures that had to be introduced in the third quarter of 2021, the real economy averted the deep contraction during the quarter, signaling Sri Lanka's adaptability to the new normal. Real GDP in fact expanded by 4.4% during January to September 2021, reaffirming the strong possibility of about 4% growth in 2021. High-frequency data on activity point towards a strong recovery of the economy, surpassing the pre-pandemic level.
Minister of Agriculture Mahindananda Alutgamage says that the dispute pertaining to the Chinese organic manure ship has been resolved according to the instructions of the Attorney General. The minister adds that the Chinese company has agreed to return the fertilizer stocks to Sri Lanka according to the required standards upon payment amounting to $6.7 million. Minister Alutgamage has made these remarks to the media after attending the annual conference of the Department of Agriculture. The conference was held at the premises of the Department of Agriculture in Gannoruwa, Kandy yesterday under the leadership of State Minister Shashindra Rajapaksa. Minister Mahindananda Alutgamage said, first of all, he won't say that they have not paid any compensation to any party. He was commenting on a statement delivered by member Maithripala Sirisena in this connection in Parliament. The minister also said that he has also given an order to the Chinese company to supply 20,000 metric tons of fertilizer to Sri Lanka. The company has placed a guarantee of $5 million in this regard. According to the tender, 75% of the payments will have to be paid upon arrival of the ship to Sri Lanka. He added that, however, they have stopped payment of 75% by going before the courts as they have found out that the fertilizer stock was not up to the proper standard. He also said that when they went before the courts, the Attorney General has conveyed both parties and resolved the dispute. According to the solution provided, Sri Lanka has the backing of a $5 million guarantee to the country to pay another $6.7 million. With the settlement of transaction, the ship is scheduled to return to China. They will reprocess the fertilizer according to the required standards. Thereafter, the samples will be checked through quarantine process. The fertilizer ship will return only after fulfilling these requirements. The minister further said that no irregularity has taken place in this deal. Everything had taken place at the required time. However, Sri Lanka was in a disadvantaged position due to the not receiving the fertilizer stock at the appropriate time. He added that they had opened letters of credit and they had also received the samples. Shortcomings had been found in the samples. He added the ship arrived 20th September as scheduled. No problem would have arisen if farmers would not have faced losses.
And meanwhile, the Sevanagala sugar factory has been successful in exceeding its production target this year. The anticipated production was 17,000 metric tons. Executive Director of the factory, Gamini Rasaputra, says that this target was surpassed. 300,000 metric tons of cane have been ground during the current cane season. It has also been possible to manufacture 5 million litres of ethanol. Relief has also been provided to 3,500 families engaged in employment at the sugar factory. Executive Director Gamini Rasaputra also says that the sugar output will also be sold through sales outlets of Sathosa. Executive Director of the Lanka Sugar Company, Gamini Rasaputra, said that a record revenue has been reported in the year 2021 from the Sevanagala Sugar Institute. Grinding of 300,000 metric tons of cane harvest will be completed by next week. He also said that they have produced 17,000 metric tons of sugar this year. The sugar production is being sold to the consumers via Sathosa sales outlets. The institute has also produced 5 litres of ethanol. Ethanol is being used for the manufacture of sanitizer used as a health protection against the COVID pandemic. These items have been provided to government hospitals and numerous institutions.
Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says that the program to provide permanent government jobs to 51,000 unemployed graduates will commence on the 3rd of next month. He further says that the cabinet approval has been granted for the program. It has been implemented according to a concept of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa to provide employment to youth community produced by higher education institutions as a result of the free education in the country. Accordingly, 51,000 unemployed graduates who are currently undergoing training will be assigned for duties in respective government institutions with effect from 3rd of January next year. The services of 42,500 persons who have completed 1 year of training will be made permanent on this day. Those who have been recruited for training in February and March 2021 will be made permanent in their new position upon completion of 1 year period of training on the 1st of April next year.
Minister of Trade Dr. Bandula Gunawardena says that a package under concessionary prices has been introduced for the festive season. He made these remarks at a media briefing in Colombo today. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena said that Super Samba 10 kilograms will be sold at 125 rupees each, which is a greatly reduced price than in the open market. 2 kilograms of brown sugar will be sold at a comparatively lower price of 140 rupees each. A high-quality Thai spreads 200 grams, 400 grams noodles packet, 100 gram tea packet, a tablet of smelly soap, washing powder, a packet of papadum will also be sold at a price of 1,998 rupees. He added that measures are underway to home delivery the package of goods valued at 1,998 rupees. He has rejected the propaganda relating to the Sathosa not having the consumer items. He also said that consumers could complain through the telephone numbers 1998 or through WhatsApp to the Sathosa. He further said that the consumers will have a price advantage of 500 rupees by purchasing the relief package than purchasing them through the market.
State Minister D.V. Chanaka says that the development activities at the Katnayake Airport will be expedited, targeting tourism. Officers of several overseas aviation companies are scheduled to be established at the airport premises. The government has taken measures to speed up development of the airport in the background of a decline in the numbers of passengers arriving in the island as a result of the corona pandemic. Accordingly, special attention will be focused on the aircraft yard and the second passenger terminal of the airport. State Minister D.V. Chanaka said that an aircraft normally remain airbound for a period of between 16 to 18 hours. The landing requirements are normally restricted to around 6 hours. The State Minister added that, however, a situation has arisen when it has become necessary for all aircraft in the world to be grounded at the same time. As a result, there had been a high demand for grounding facilities of aircraft throughout the world. The minister added that, however, Sri Lanka was not able to make use of this opportunity as the previous government of good governance had failed to provide facilities to station such aircraft. As a result, Sri Lanka was deprived of at least revenue of 10 billion rupees. The capacity in the arrival terminal of the airport will also be upgraded. The aim is to develop the Kotnayake Airport as an ultra-modern airport with relevant facilities. State Minister D.B. Chanaka said that not only technology but efficiency, health, safety and security should also be upgraded. The minister also said that they are currently engaged in the processing of enhancing such requirements. He also said that the Kotnayake and Mathal airports have been included in the first 100 airports in the world according to health safeguards in the face of the corona pandemic. The airport activities will also be streamlined according to the COVID health guidelines. However, the shopping complex will remain open. It has also been reported that many leading airlines have selected Sri Lanka as one of their travel destinations.
The second stage of the Central Expressway from Birigama to Kurunegala will be vested with the people in a few days from now. A 20% progress has been achieved in the first stage construction from Kadawathu to Birigama. The special feature titled Abhiyoga Mada Hedena Rata, produced by the Presidential Media Division, focuses today on the progress of highway construction. Work on the portion of the Central Expressway from Birigama to Kurunegala has been completed to a great extent. The expressway leading to the Kandy city is comprised of 4 stages. Project Director of the second stage of the Central Expressway, Anura Kehella, said that the total distance of the part from Birigama to Kurunegala is 41 kilometers. It takes 25 minutes to cover the distance at the speed of 100 kilometers per hour. He said that the Central Expressway has been constructed especially using local finances. The construction was carried out through local contracting companies. Local advisory institutions were also engaged in this project. The second stage of the work in the Birigama-Kurunegala section has also been completed to a greater extent. Senior engineer of the Road Development Authority in charge of the Kadawathu-Birigama section, Sanjeevani Senanayaka, said that 20% progress has been achieved in the construction of this portion of the expressway. Filling of soil and construction of long bridges are being carried out. There are 3 interchanges in the Gampaha, Veyangoda and Birigama. She has expressed a hope in completion of the project definitely by September of 2024.
A program to plant 100,000 mangrove saplings on the banks of the rivers in the northwestern province has commenced today. It has commenced in connection with the 71st anniversary of Sri Lanka Navy. Navy Commander Vice Admiral Nishantha Ulugithanna has presided over the inauguration of the project. Steps have been taken to plant 100,000 mangrove saplings in lagoon stripes stretching from Chilau to Putlam across Wanathabillua, Elewunkulama and Gangevadia. Saplings were also planted today on the banks of the Gangevadia in Kalawaya. The aim of the program is to increase the density of mangrove bushes to minimize erosion of soil banks in Chilau, Putlam and Kalpitia lagoons and also in Olandela, Kalawaya, Malvatoya and Modragamaru. A new jetty constructed in the lagoon stripes of Putlam town in parallel to the 71st annual celebrations of the Sri Lanka Navy was also declared open today. It has become possible to travel in boats to Kalpitia, Norachule, Uchimune, Gangevadia and Battalangundua islands from this location. Another objective is to turn the Putlam Lagoon area into a location of tourist attraction. Putlam District Secretary K.G. Vijay Siri and Commander-in-Chief of Northwestern Naval Command Rear Admiral Jayantha Kularatna have also attended the event.
The National Collective for the Safeguard Litro Gas says that there is a conspiracy behind the domestic gas-related accidents. The collective has expressed opinions to the media in this regard after submitting a complaint to the Department of Criminal Investigation today. President of the National Collective of the Safeguard Litro, Nalin Samantha, said that composition of gas could not be changed according to our preferences. Such a situation has not been created in the 150-year history of the company. Nalin Samantha added that they have a suspicion whether there is a conspiracy behind the incidents. He added that they have submitted a request to conduct an investigation in this regard. He also requested the President to be aware of the state officials who are behind the gas distribution mafia.
The attention of the education sector has been focused to minimize the time period leading to university admission upon release of results of the GCE Advanced Level Examination. A relevant program in this regard is scheduled to be formulated through joint collaboration of the Ministry of Education, the Department of Examination and the University Grants Commission. Minister of Education Dinesh Gunawardena has made these remarks at the inauguration ceremony of the Randaru Thilina program. The ceremony has been conducted in connection with the distribution of school books, stationery and bags to 1,000 children of low-income families and also to 8,354 employees of the Brandix Institute. The Land and Land Rights Registration Office of Naramala was declared open by Minister of Highways Johnston Fernando recently. The event has been organised by the Minister of State Security, Disaster Management and Home Affairs. Kurunagala District Parliamentarians Saman Priyaherath and Shant Bandara as well as officials were present on this occasion. Construction of electric fence for a distance of 1,500 kilometers to prevent the storming of wild elephants into villages was conducted in Boondala in Hambantota. State Minister of Wildlife Wimalaveera Disanayaka has participated in the event. Under the program, 105 kilometers of electric fences are to be erected in Hambantota district. The State Minister has stated on this occasion that digging of trenches will also be carried out in addition to the erection of electric fences. Minister Vimal Veeravansha has presided over a pre-media discussion on the Sri Lanka Industry Exhibition at the BMICH in Colombo yesterday. The exhibition is scheduled to be conducted on the 28th, 29th and 30th of January. A tree planting program in the vicinity of the Verasganga was held in Rattanapitiya yesterday. 100 saplings of mee plants were planted on this occasion. State Minister Anuradha Jayaratna and Senior DIG Deshabandhu Thenakone have also attended the event.
The Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation is scheduled to telecast another series of latest teledrama from tomorrow to cater the high-quality artistic taste of millions of spectators. The teledrama series titled Ira Hadapayana Lokya will telecast over the national television in every week and at 8:30 p.m. The Ira Hadapayana Lokya teledrama series is a direction of veteran teledrama director Dharatna Ratakedara. He has previously directed many award-winning teledramas including Mahamera Pamula, Dakathi Buahata, Bogala Soundaris and Sita Nivanakatha. The newest teledrama series is based on Ira Hadapayana Lokya, novel authored by veteran novelist and scriptwriter Somavira Senanayaka. This is a production of Samudra Hikaduwa and Srinath Air De Silva. The script writing has done by Somavira Senanayaka. Several veteran actors appear in teledrama series. And with that, we conclude tonight's news. Do it just tomorrow at the very same time. Stay safe. Good night.
Good night.